I am very excited to be joined today by Ivana Večeřová, a former Czech basketball star, an Olympian, a silver medalist at the 2010 FIBA World Championship, and someone who knows what it takes to succeed at the highest level. These days, she is not only a proud mother of Anička, but also a mentor who helps young athletes grow both on and off the field. Ivana, welcome to Generous Mind. Thank you for joining me today. How are you?
Hi, Macha. Hi, everyone. Thank you for your invitation. I'm good. Thank you. And you?
I'm good too. Really excited for this interview today. Let's start at the beginning. Let's take it back all the way to when you started playing basketball. When you began playing, was there any other sport you thought of playing, or was it basketball all the way?
Well, for me, I think I even started playing basketball or just doing sports because doctors found something in my spine, and they said you should move. So then we searched for something when I was, let's say, 8 years old or something like this. And we found that maybe in my head somewhere there was that the tall people, they play basketball. But it was a lot years ago. So at that time on the TV, I didn't watch too much TV, right, when I was 8, and the sports. So I didn't think about some special kind of sport. So then I found at school athletics. So I did athletics for 1 year. And then I, by accident, saw some girls going to take the bus with a basketball. So I went to ask them where to play basketball. So that's how I started. So it was kind of just a good luck.
I heard that playing multiple sports at a young age helps you develop those basketball skills, like being able to move side to side and stuff like that. Do you think that athletics or track and field that you did at the beginning helped you run better in basketball or move better in that way?
Well, since my really young ages, I was very hyperactive. Like the people call it today hyperactive, but I think I was quite normal. So we spent a lot of time outside climbing trees, and we had a little cottage and a garden with my parents. So where we spent all the weekends, I did bicycling. So I did everything just like this, you know. I just lived my life, and I spent a lot of time outside. So athletics, it was something which started to form me because a year before this experience with athletics, they didn't choose me for the special class, the sports class, because I couldn't do several things. I was not enough strong, but I think I was multi-sportive, or like skilled in everything, but not especially like really quick, really strong, really whatever, but good in everything, I would say.
Okay. So when you started playing basketball that one random day when you saw those girls, what did you value the most in basketball? Was it to have fun, to become the best player right away, to get recognition, to be coachable, to have mental toughness, or just to move? Was that like your goal, just to move, and then it developed all the way to you being an Olympian, or what was the beginning stages of your career?
I think it was just a puzzle piece, one of the puzzle piece in my life, in my daily routines that I always knew, and got goosebumps now, yeah, because probably it's for the first time I think about it this way, because it was just like this, you know. There were 2 days a week when it was for me a routine to go for practice, and it was change. It was a spice of my life, in fact. So yeah, we went outside with kids, and then when I started to get older and older, so there were more routines coming to my life, and one of them was basketball.
Yeah. Do you remember the transition from the youth teams where it was all about fun and moving to actually being able to make a living wage off of basketball, like that being your job? What was that like for you to go from just playing for fun to playing to live, basically?
I think there were like more stages in between, not just like from kids, then the first time being just invited for the national team training camp, and then to realize one day to realize, okay, my sport is the same sport which is at the Olympics. Aha. Yeah, so there were like a lot of aha moments in my life. And then, yeah, I in fact moved to the pro league when I was 15 already. So, yeah, the first months I spent just by traveling from home to the practice and just joining the games. And then the next season I moved like completely with school and also the living part and everything. So, well, that was a big change.
Yeah. When was the moment when you decided that, okay, I can really do this? Like, this could be the way I start, like, my life. Like, this could be my first job. What was that moment like for you? Do you remember?
Well, I think it was my first job. In fact, it was after my university graduation. So at that time, I was 24 years old or something. But till that time, I was always partially student and partially, yeah, professional player, but still having those two objects or like two how we call this, like, yeah, two parts of my life, like two big puzzle pieces and then those little ones beside. So really concentrating for just basketball was after the university graduation.
Okay. Talking about university, what did you study? What was your major?
Yeah, I decided to study economics, choosing by brain, by yeah, like not by heart, because when I would choose by my heart, it will be something with psychology or like, in fact, the things which I really do right now. But economics was something which was quite usual in our family, so I knew that my mom and my brother that they can help me a lot with this. So that's why I started economics.
I know a lot of people who studied one thing in college and then never actually did anything with it. Do you think the economics help you in any way with what you're doing now, or is it like completely different? I know you do a mentoring and like kind of a sports psychology field, a focus. Is economics anywhere like helpful along the way?
Yeah, there were some years which I was like, why I did it, why I spent those 6 years, at the college, and it was for nothing. And in fact, when I stopped playing basketball, so then I went to the economics sector first, not to basketball. Then I returned to basketball after my maternity leave. But yeah, I would say it helped me a lot because I my major was specialized for marketing, which, yeah, I still have some little points in my mind, but one of the things which I use on daily basis is that in marketing, if you want someone to even think about some purchase of something, she needs to have like three to be hit by the product or like by the message 3 times.
Okay.
And that's what I think is my role right now, to be one of the messages. Because I don't say to the players, coaches, referees, people around, parents, nothing special, nothing new. But I am just another source to mention it. And so then maybe sometimes they can say, oh, okay, if this one says it and this one too, and this player does it on the court, or like the parents does it, or this is someone had the was made the decision already. So why not me? And they maybe go to try or like think about some new point of view.
So, did you always know you wanted to help people like in this way to like grow, or was it something you discovered after you finished basketball?
Well, I felt it. I lived it. So when I came at 16 years old to Pserov, there were a lot of older players with experiences. And I could feel that they were my mentors, in fact. Then I came to Brno. at age 18. And there was also another post player. And at the first club, there were like the point guards, which guided me on the court. We were young post players, and then the experienced point guards together, which fit very well. And then in the next club, I got another post player beside me, and I could have the feeling kind of, she was not afraid of me. She knew that once I will grow, so she will have much more space on the court. Then we can share the points, and we can be much more successful together. So, and then I went through another stages, and then the experience, the abroad experiences. I played in Turkey and Spain, and also the Olympics. So with all these experiences, everything collected, but I would say that it was after the career to find the way how to transfer it, in fact.
You mentioned that you played in Spain and Turkey. It was a season each, if I'm correct, right? So
Yeah.
some people really want to get out of their country and explore the other places to play. Was that something that you were like excited to get into and then like noticed that it's not for you, or how was your abroad experience overall?
Well, I left after 11 years, 11 continuous seasons in Brno, spent in Brno. We had great successes, right? We won the EuroLeague and everything. But after those 11 years, I started to feel like, who coming back to the same gym, it's something which was tiring. So I was looking for something new. And then I said, okay, let's try abroad experience. Yeah, I was quite old at that time already. My health was not so good, so that's why just those 2 seasons. And yeah, with this mentoring program, which I studied a few years ago, it will be much easier for me to be ready for what is waiting for me abroad. Because yeah, now I know that it's much more important to live 80% time over there, and like also mentally and everything, to live where you are, to be in that moment, and just those 20% to live with your family, with your friends at home, and this, but really try to connect to that industry. Otherwise, yeah, for me it was very, very tough, let's say.
What do you think was the toughest part? Was it being far away from your family, not speaking the language, or anything else you can think of?
I think one of the part was that I didn't speak with the coach before I went to the new club. So I didn't pay attention to the fact that firstly you come there as a basketball player. The life beside, yeah, it will come. But if you are not happy in the club or like with the position in the team, so then it's not easy. And yeah, till that time, I didn't think about it because in Brno, yeah, it was maybe also the language issue and also the long experience which I had here. Everybody knew how I can play, and it was a special style of playing. So then when I came to new clubs, yeah, it started from the basketball part. Also, the language barrier was there a little too because my English is not the best, and yeah, also my age and everything. Yeah, I can't say one thing, and I think about it quite often.
It's like the coaches knew in Brno how you played. You come to this new environment and you basically have to prove yourself to these coaches. Even if they watched your games and know what you can do, you're starting from zero basically. It's like not knowing how the other people move, so where you can move on the court, and also like what you can do, what the coach wants you to do is one thing, and what you can do is another thing, right? And you have to find the like middle ground between showing what you can do, but also doing what the coach wants you to do, so you're on the same level. it's kind of difficult now that I'm like in my second year. I'm also like trying to figure out what I can do with this new team, and yeah, it's crazy. But in a basketball, you're not just a basketball player. That's just one of your roles, right? Another role that you gained about 8 years ago now is being a mother. Congratulations. I know it was a difficult journey for you. I've read it in the best phrase. What would you say motherhood has taught you in the way that you interact with other people or in just how about you go about your day? Like, what do you think being a mom has brought to you, except for this little gift called Anička?
Well, it's a new question for me, quite a new question, which not many people ask me till now. Well, it's yeah, the kids are growing, and I thought that the worst or like the most difficult journey will be to become a mom, and it was, or like not I thought, but after it was so difficult, I thought that this was the worst journey. But then you get your baby in your hands, and you feel like, okay, this is forever. I don't know what to do with this child, you know, it's all the time crying, and yeah, it's a new challenge. Yeah. And then you realize that it's just about you to just make maybe one step back and say, like, okay, maybe I can ask someone or like ask for help or like maybe just try to feel it, and then you realize that it's all just about the common sense, nothing else, you know. The baby is or hungry or like it's hot or cold, and another 10 or 15 reasons why it's crying, and it's all the time repeating. Yeah, it's im- improving or like changing all those troubles, as we say in Czech, like little kids, little troubles, or like little challenges, and the big kids, it's with big challenges. Yeah, I can find it out that right now Anička is at school, so I was like, okay, I will have 3 mornings, but yeah, 3 mornings, but in the afternoon you have to solve a lot of things too, and but it's a spice of life, one of the puzzle piece, and I think my life won't be full without a child. I would say if someone has the opportunity to be mom, a parent earlier, so I think it's not a problem. I even experienced some players which had children very early and then kept playing. And I think it's one of the paths which is possible to choose. You know, there is no correct path to choose for everyone.
I know in that same interview you mentioned that after basketball you didn't really know what you wanted to do except for becoming a mother. Before you reached that goal, how did you deal with that free time that you now had and like how did you figure out what you wanted to do next after basketball? Like, did you know you wanted to stay somewhere near the sport, or like you mentioned, you went in the economics route for a little bit and then came back to the basketball? How was that figuring out, like, I don't know who I am without basketball, basically, to figuring out what you want to do?
How I did it is one thing. How I see it right now, it's another thing. At that time, I heard from somewhere, someone said like, okay, you need 3 years to know what you really want to do. So I was like, okay, so let's wait for those 3 years. So I started to try everything, to practice kids, to become a mom, to work at the economics sector in the corporate, and well, it all went well. I was quite tired, I would say. I also at the same time said like, okay, now I can eat everything, so I went to eat all those things which were kind of forbidden for me while during playing basketball, and my body said like, stop. Well, this is not the right path you had chosen. So yeah, that was my way how to solve it. And after those 3 years, I said like, okay, so now 3 years passed and nothing really changed. I'm still at the start line because I don't know what to do in my life. So let's try maybe something else.
You also mentioned earlier when you were playing basketball, you had quite a lot of like injuries or you were a little older, so there were some health difficulties. How did you deal with those injuries in the moment, and are they still affecting you today, or has the time apart from basketball, not playing anymore, like helped you heal those, like your knees?
Well, I stopped playing because the doctor and also my physiotherapist, they both gave me some kind of really like finger up questions. Kind of, the doctor said like, "You still don't have enough money?" I was like, "Why he's asking so kind of a strange question?" And he said, like, yeah, your knees are not really good, you know, like one day if you wanna go for skiing, so then just think about it. You still have some 50 or 60 or how many years in front of you. So it will be nice to enjoy life also after basketball. So that hit me. And also with the physiotherapist, he also told me about my knee that it's not really in the best shape. He called it like the therapy when someone got a cancer and has his last months. So when he tried to treat my knee, so he said like, yeah, it's just trying to keep it working for to spend your last months of playing. But if you choose your next season, well, I will not recommend it. So that's why I stopped playing. And yeah, I would say that with it's not for big things, but I can go for skiing. I can go for quite a lot of things. Yeah, I can feel that like in general the body is tired. Yeah, also with the maternity, it was not really easy because the body was kind of exhausted. And but yeah, I can say that I'm the happy one which is fine and can do all the sports right now, like with the normal level.
And besides the physical injuries, have you went through any mental struggles while playing basketball or after you ended, like that period of not knowing what you wanted to do? How was that on you mentally?
Well, there were a lot of points when I had some mental challenges during those long championships, like. Yeah, I'm a special person, I would say, and that's also about the. It's a lot about communication, I would say. If the coaches and the people around you, if they are, if they can feel your emotions, if they are empathic, yeah, if they have if the people around you, if they get empathy, if they are empathic, and they can feel it that you are probably somewhere in trouble because sometimes the players they don't really know how to talk about it or they are afraid or like they are already feeling weak and depressed or yeah not really strong, so they are not in the position to go to a coach and say like, hey coach, I need help, because they feel like they will be maybe more hurt. So yeah, I had those moments. In some moments, I went to ask for help. Oh yes, sometimes the reaction was helpful. Sometimes it even hurt me more, and that's why I do what I do right now. And I can say that because I lived it, so now I can feel it. I can sometimes just watch the people, and I know that it's just a mask. But behind the mask, the person is very hurt, and it is just yeah showing how strong this person is. But inside, I could feel the very fragile part.
It's really difficult to deal with, like, wanting to seem as the strongest person in the room and nothing can rock me, but then feeling those, emotions really deeply and uh, trying to figure out how to move on from that. So you help those players now as a mentor, like you're teaching them how to deal with these mental struggles and everything. What has being a mentor taught you? Have you learned anything from your players? Does it go both ways, or how do you see it?
Yes, yes, exactly. I see it. And that's why I also want to create a network of mentors and mentees because I think like both sides can gain. And not just me. I'm gaining all the days. As at the beginning, I replied to one of the questions like, yeah, I still am not sure what was that reason. But sometimes during those interviews with the girls, with the players, with the coaches, and also referees right now, it's showing me a new point of views to those old situations where I saw like, no, this person was stupid and that's it, you know. So yeah, it gives me a lot, and I try to transfer it to coaches and to referees and make kind of bridges between them because like to share the point of view of the other side of the situation.
When you were a player, you had a lot of coaches in your career. What is your ideal coach, would you say, or what have you learned from the coaches that you've had in your life?
Well, I would say that there is no ideal coach, nor for me, nor for everyone. But if I think about it, my favorite quote is that life is 80-20. So it means, yeah, the coach should be 80, quite fair, should be like listening and everything, and even strong, you know, and maybe sometimes shouting and like be himself. And that's the first, you know, to be trustful, to be kind of just open without the mask, asking, you know, even if he makes mistakes, so saying, hey, I'm sorry, I did a mistake, you know, to be a role model for the players, say. And then those 20, it should be just a little part, you know, sometimes to be also a psychologist, you know, to feel it, to go to ask the player, not to ask every day, you know, to spend so much time, you know, his first profession is to be a coach. So to spend with basketball and with all those stuff. But I would say he should be also kind of 20% psychologist. And sometimes when he feels that it's important to talk to a player, to go and to talk, or maybe just to ask someone for advice, maybe a psychologist or a mentor, or like to ask for a different point of view to say, hey, what do you think? This player looks, I think he doesn't feel well, but I don't know how to go and how to ask. So can you please give me some advice or like maybe your point of view or what do you think to have someone who can help him with this?
When you were a player, you looked at the relationship of coach player a little differently than you do now as a mentor. What do you think is the difference, I guess, in how coaches used to be back in the day and how coaches are nowadays?
Yeah, I think as I am also older and I'm a different role, so I can, and I'm also a mom, I'm partially a coach or like with coaching experience a little bit. So then the coaches approach me differently. And I could feel now that I have the power to go to talk to them, and they sometimes listen to me. You know, it's sometimes it's not easy to start to speak because yeah, it we know it. I know it also from my point of view, from my experience, that when someone starts to talk to me, sometimes something hits you. You know, you also have that feeling. No, sometimes that it's the way and the topic which the person wants to share with you sometimes hits you because it's something which is maybe important and you don't know what to do with that. But still, some of the coaches, they start to listen and want to listen. And sometimes I try to even share my point of view with them the most openly possible, but written sometimes. And I always say like, hey, this is my point of view. Just I don't want to correct it too much. and just take what you want, and maybe you will find something interesting or important also for you, which can help you to make the complete picture of a player.
So you mentioned this 80-20 rule. Can you describe it, how you view that in life in general, outside of basketball?
It's everywhere. It's everywhere. I am a perfectionist, so I always intended to make everything 100% correct, 100% intense, and everything. But it's not possible. So life is like this: 80-20, 80 healthy, 20 sick, 80 good meals or like good food, and 20 you can take some chocolate or hamburger. 80 is success, 20 is bad day, but you can't do much with that bad day. And it's everywhere. And so then when you just don't give up, like, okay, it's my 20 today, so don't bother me, like whatever. No, just be aware of it, that bad days will come, and this is the bad day and I have to deal with it. Or like, this is something which hurts me, people talk to me, so like usually 80% of the talks are normal, friendly. I react finally, it doesn't touch me much, or it touches me in the nice way. But then there are some talks which hits you, right? Those 20%. And then it's nice to know that, okay, it's normal. This is normal. You are not broken. And also like with the food, with everything, So then you have these fields, like the meals and the practicing, family, health, the rest and fun. And if in one of the part you try to break it, this rule, life will show you in some other part. So once you don't eat properly, so your health will show you. Or like when you practice too much and you stress too much, also your health will show you, or maybe your relationship will show you. So yeah, it's nice to come to this, and it made me much less pressure in my life.
Now that we've talked about like where you are now, where have you been? Let's focus on the future. Where do you want to be in like 5 years? Where do you see yourself like going with this mentoring, this Czech television when you're in the expert position talking about the basketball or different sports stuff? Just where do you see yourself growing in these 5 years? What would you want to achieve? What is your next goal?
Oh yeah, this is a question where I would be in 5 years. Yeah. I got mentored 2 years ago, and my mentor often asked me this question, like, where you see yourself in 5 years? I don't think about this question where I would be in five years, but thank you for reminding me. Well, I would say I will be very glad to be just a supervisor, a supervisor of a mentoring working community where the girls will mentor each other. They will find out that it's useful also for the coaches. And I even don't know if I will be with basketball, but I think for sure I would stay partially with basketball in some role. But thanks for reminding me, because I have to think about it. Maybe next time I will tell you more about this, because I don't think about it much. My life is so funny. Sometimes I plan something and then my life says, you think that you plan something? No. And he shows me some change, and that's life, that's why it's nice to have some goals and to take some steps to it. That's when I will come back to those 3 first years without professional basketball. So yes, I did something, but there was no goal, in fact. So I made some steps, but some random steps. But it didn't come one to one to build something to become somewhere, right? So I would say at the beginning, it's maybe good to stop and to not do anything at the beginning, and then to try maybe something, but first to think about it, where I want to be in 5 years' time, what are my passions, what would be something with which I would like to spend time for my whole life and be happy, and not to feel like, oh, I have to wake up and go to work, but hey, what's gonna happen today? Because my life is so good, and it's reasonable what I'm doing.
And then there's to it where you want to plan ahead, have a goal, but also stay in the moment and just enjoy life, right? Well, thank you so much for joining me today. I really enjoyed this interview, and I wish you the best of luck in your future endeavors. And I can't wait to keep working with you as my mentor.
Thank you, Pacha. Thank you for inviting. Have a great day, everyone.